What's up, Roulette Fools? Okay, number 47. Time is flying. We ended at 615.91. We've had 3 out of 4 sessions losing. Now, one was minus 45, no big deal, but the others are pretty significant, right? 30 and 40, $70 in the last 4. So we're going to remedy that today. And let's get this out of the way and get going. So what we're going to do is, you see the little box down there. We're going to play DeLorean, but I moved it from the last 10 to the last 8 because we're going to play with 10-cent units, Marty plus, okay, double plus 1 unit, Super Martingale, and I'm playing with 10-cent units. So as you guys all know, when you decide to go for it and you play bigger and you kind of do that, the tendency is to start to see that. Now we're going to play opposite of the last one, so we're going low. And this really should be played again on a French table where you can take advantage of Le Partage, but I want the extra spins rather than the 50% back on zero. When you bet bigger, a couple things happen, right? Especially if you lose, you've got this bigger deficit that you feel like you really need to make up. That's in the past. Expect it, accept it, it's gone. I'm not even worried about that money that's gone. We're looking at the bankroll we have now, and I'm extremely happy with the bankroll we have now, sitting around $616. Okay, last one was 36, so we're going to repeat the bet. So that's gone. But when you lose bigger, you tend to really have that desire, oh, I got to make that up. Whether it's pride, I'm a competitive person. The second thing is, that's even worse. This is the worst thing, is that you get used to making more money per spin. So we're making 10 cents right here. When we played yesterday, we were making $5 per spin, right? Wow, look at those 30, 34, 35, 36, 36. Look at those 30s in a row, 34, 35, 36, 36. So, and then look down here, the last couple, 2, 7, 1, 6, 2, 6. Sounds like Beverly Hill, 27626. So that's the bigger danger to your bankroll and to your playing and to the overall. Remember, this is a life plan we're on now. This isn't just a bankroll challenge. We're moving towards, this is a life plan, and this is the first step in getting there. With the confidence that you can do it at these lower amounts. If you can do it at these lower amounts, you can do it as it increases. Although, as we had spoken about in prior sessions, even though the number of progressions made the same, the percentages remain the same. When you get to bigger numbers, it gets harder. Okay, it gets harder mentally. You got to be keep an eye on table limits. We are absolutely crushing this. We would be crushing this on Controlled Chaos right now, which I was going to do, and I'm like, no, that's 30-cent units. We're going to go to 10-cent units because I want to get some wins under me. I want to start establishing it, but as I was saying, when you get used to, I'm looking at this going, oh my gosh, I made 40 cents in 4 spins. I would be up $20 right now if I were playing $5. Okay. And that's a very, 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 very dangerous thing to be thinking. Okay. Very dangerous. And you become, let's see, where are we at here? 7, we're going high. You just become immune to these amounts, and you slowly start creeping up to where you stop thinking about the number of progressions you actually need and have. And you just start going, I got $600 I can handle. But you saw how quickly things can escalate and how much you can lose in a hurry. And we're not looking, I was okay. I purposely said, hey, I'm willing to do this. Today, you notice I started out with a $50 bankroll. So that's less than 10% of my bankroll, right? All right, there's a loss. And we're staying here. We're Super Martingale. So double plus 1. Man, I really hate it when you put this double button here, that double keeps coming up. See what I'm saying there? It blocks the bet. It's just, how many times you got to remind me that 2x means double? Well, for some of you, probably need to keep reminding over and over. And for me, sometimes when I'm playing and not paying attention, I guess. So we want to reset. We want to reset our expectations. We want to reset our plan here. Man, look at those low numbers. We're here again. All right. So we want to reset our expectations. We want to reset and get that idea that we're going to keep increasing our bets. We gave ourselves, we had our playground. the last couple of days, and they didn't work out, right? So now it's time to pay the piper, which is nose to the grindstone, get back down into it, and get some wins in our belt. At this point, really, wow, unbelievable. And we're staying here. Okay, I'm glad we did 10-cent units. Can you imagine if we were playing five right now? But this is insane. I mean, this table today is really running on streaks. Look at all those low numbers since 12, right? These are all numbers since 12. So that would probably be 10, 11, 12. I think there's 13 low numbers in a row there. Wow, make that 14 low numbers. And we're staying right here. All right, now again, what I really love about Marty Plus is we're going to make 10 cents every spin, whether we win or lose, so long as we recover at the end. Okay, so as I'm looking at the clock here, 6 minutes, I don't really care because we only need one hit, and then we're going to make the same. If there were two of us playing and you were winning every spin and I was losing, and I win, we're going to end up at the exact same spot at the end of time as long as neither one of us busts. Look at that. There we go. And we're staying up here high. So, okay, so we're going to reset. And what I'm looking to do is I'm looking to get on a winning streak again. I'm looking to get that under because punches and bunches, folks, punches and bunches. And what I mean by that is sometimes you start to lose and you get a whole bunch together, right? I had a really good win streak when we started this challenge. And now in the last couple of times, we've lost 3 out of 4 sessions. We've lost days. I shouldn't say sessions because this is a session, right? So 3 out of 4, let's just call it days, we've lost. So punches and bunches. So we're going to slow it down. We're going to roll it back. We're going to reset our mind. We're going to reset our expectations and go from there. And whatever we get, we get. And if I have to do 6 sessions today, I'll do 6 sessions today. But we're going to cap them at 15 minutes here. And I got my cats wandering in and out. So I got my blinds up and I've got this window right here and the sky is super bright. And I'm looking at myself and I look like I look like I'm a ghost. All right, we're staying high. Now we're on a nice little streak. Again, controlled chaos would just absolutely be wrecking right now because not only are we getting highs and lows, we're getting a lot of the third and the first dozens in here. I mean, which are the banger numbers. All right. Let's go. And I'm not sorry, by the way, I'm not sorry about yesterday. We were up 65. We could have stopped. There's going to be times when I'm going to have to tell you right off the bat here that I can't. You're going to know the fundamentals of what to do. I'm not always going to be able to follow that because I got a video and I would like it to be a certain amount of time, right? Or I want to play through a certain amount of stuff. So I'll try to call it out in advance. If I say, hey, listen, if I were playing this just for me, I would quit at this point. Right? We were up $65, quitting time. Or like I've mentioned to you before, when you get up to a certain amount and you're like, hey, this is great, but I want to keep playing. Instead of playing $5 bets yesterday, I could have brought that down to 50-cent units. Oof. And we're staying here. Man, this table, loving them streaks. So that's how you get around it. I've told you that way back when. I'm telling you that again. If you don't want to play just 15 minutes or time box, whatever you're doing, and you're reaching these really nice levels and you want to keep playing, resist that urge because you will get punches and bunches. It just took 2 spins yesterday for us to wipe out an entire day's worth of profit, right? There we go. All right, 17, we're staying up high. Okay, we're right here. And so we're doing opposite, right? With the premise on this one. So I call this DeLorean, going back in time, an homage to Back to the Future. So we're looking back today, we're looking back 8 numbers. It really doesn't matter. The premise being that if you bet the opposite, what are the chances? What are the probability that that exact pattern of low and high is going to happen? So if you bet opposite of it, that's the premise anyway. So, but as I showed you yesterday, this idea of triggers where, hey, I see 2 in a row on a dozen, so I'm going to bet that. I'm going to bet 5 double streets. Didn't even do as well as just good old fashioned leaving 1-4 open, right? Now, today, what I am going to do is, and I'm okay with this because with the $600 bankroll, we have less than 10% of our bankroll at risk. And 10% seems to really be kind of the magic number that a lot of people tend to play with. Okay, let's see. Tend to kind of go as kind of their stop loss. And I just know this because a lot of people who post are saying, 10%, 10%. And I think that's a great idea. I think giving yourself some opportunity at times to go 20, 25, even 30%, I'm okay with that as well, as long as you're okay with it, as long as you are willing to sit. Of course you did. All right, we stay here. Double plus add 1 unit. So, and the reason I say that, as long as you have the discipline to pull yourself back in and do what we're doing, reel yourself back in, is it's like a cheat meal. For those of you that have ever, wanted to eat clean and change it up because you've been eating like trash, you don't feel good, you know that you might go through the week or 2 weeks and you're really craving something. And the longer you crave it, the worse it is. Now, for me, when I start eating clean, I have this period of a certain amount of time where I'm craving those sugars and whatnot. And then my body adjusts and I stop craving them. And that's primarily because I am a believer in the low carb. I do like high protein, but I like green carbs. I don't limit myself on green carbs, meaning broccoli, spinach. Here, I'm throwing you guys we switched from roulette to nutrition like that. This is how quickly we can pivot. I'm going to brag about that like I'm doing it on purpose, when in reality, I'm just a scatterbrain, right? So, but going back to the analogy, if you really want to have something and you deny yourself, the chances of most people breaking their nutrition plan is a lot higher than if you say, okay, every week I'm going to give myself 2 cheat meals, 3, but I'm going to limit my portions. I'm going to limit that. And that's exactly what I'm suggesting you do here. If you want to gamble, you know what I mean by that. You want to be a little bit more risky with this. Go ahead and allow yourself. But, okay, that last one we were supposed to be high and I bet low. Good thing. I wasn't paying attention, but that misbet played out. Go ahead, but just like I was talking about cheap meals where you say, okay, I'll have a couple, but you're going to control the portion. You're just not going to pig out, right? That's what you're going to do here. You're going to put the balance in here that you're willing to lose, and you promise yourself, if you lose it, I'm not going back for seconds, right? This is what I get. And if I lose this, then I'm going back to the beginning. I'm going to bring my bets down. All right, we're going back to low. And I'm going to continue on with the plan. And that's what I would love to see for you. Now, today, what I'm doing is I'm going to get some wins under our belt. So we're almost at 15 minutes here, and I'm going to stop. And we're at 220. So that's not terrible. Our 5% nice to have, just that kind of that guidance there that we are looking at, is $30. So coming in here and making $2.20, I'm not going to get there. I mean, 15 sessions, right? 14 sessions isn't, for at least for most of us, 14 sessions, that's just too much, right? That's too many sessions. So you're either going to increase your sessions to be longer, which still means the same amount of time. You're just doing fewer sessions, but more time. Or we could start looking at it. And I realize that 10 cents is very, very conservative here with our $600 bankroll. I get it. So save your comments going, you got $600, 10 cents is too little. I get it. I understand. That's not the point of what I'm doing right here. And you might see me looking over. It's because this little green box you see down here, I don't have that on my screen. That's on my recording software. It's superimposed on top, but it's really easy for me to look over there and see it and know without me having to keep looking down here and go, okay, it's at this spot, which I could look at this line right here on the edge of the table and go, okay, if I were smarter and better, that's just what I would do. And normally when I'm at 10, I see the chip here and it's just down to the right. Let's see, it should be the dollar chip. Yeah, so normally the 10th one is right here. Okay, what happened here? We lose? I don't even know what we lost there. We did lose. Did we lose 2 in a row? Yeah, this is supposed to be a 70-cent bet. This is supposed to be a 70-cent bet. If we lose this, we're going to bet $1.50. I'm going to pretend like this was the full 70 cents. If we lose, but we did win, so that kind of stinks. So our high was 220. That's okay. We just reached session high. We're going to do a couple more hits here. Let's get 2 more wins and call it for this session. But the purpose of what I'm doing here, being really conservative, is to get us some wins under our belt, have some good sessions again, get back in the groove. And it's not to say that when I'm playing today, I've got to stick with 10 cents. But the majority of my play will be 10 cents. I want to remember what it was like to be a winner, right? And that's what this is doing. And the second thing is I could modulate my bets here. I could modulate my bets. So for example, I could be doing 10 cent and I felt like I wanted to go to the outside bet and do a 5 double street. Maybe I do 50-cent double streets. Maybe I do $1 double streets. Don't get carried away with it because we're dealing with a $50 bankroll. While I'm okay with losing it, I certainly don't want to lose it. And I know none of you guys get what I'm saying there. I've got it. It's not literally like this is a suicide bankroll. Okay, let's go for it and just toss it out the window. That's not what we're doing. But if I am okay, if I do decide at some point I want to risk 50, I'll risk 50, but that's not going to happen today. Not like on a big unreasonable bet. All right, we're going to call it quits here for session number 1. We're going to take a quick break and I'll come back and we'll pick up where we left off, except we're going to move strategies and we're going to modulate our bets from the outside. We're going to maybe go in on some bets that are 50-cent units, $1 units, and then come back down and see if we can't pick up the pace a little bit and yet still remain fairly safer than not. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, gang, we're back for another session here. Let's get underway. We're going to stay on the outside bets here, but we're going to go a little bit, we're just going to go a little different. We've done this before. We're going to play high or low plus the first and second dozen, or high with the third and second dozen, right? So we're going to be putting 3 units down. It gives us a little bit more coverage, right? Because we got 6 numbers higher coverage. And we're going to play follow the winner. We're not going to play DeLorean. So 1, 1, 1. And on loss, we're simply going to play martingale until recovery. So we're at a $2.40 bet. Let's see what we can get. And during this session, I may very well modulate and go up for a 2 dozen bet or a 5 double street bet, something along those lines, but not nearly anything like we were doing with $5. Probably, 50 cents, maybe $1 if we're doing really well. Okay, there we go. So that's a break even on this strategy. Remember, 1 through 18 is our profit, or on high, it would be the 19 through 36. The other 6 numbers, you can consider that extra coverage. That's what this unit does. So this is a break even. So we have two dozens worth of coverage, but 6 numbers are break even. We really, really, really want to hit the first 18. That's where we're going to make money. So I'm sort of in and out on this one, but there's a good hit. I do like the strategy. I do play the strategy once in a while in the casino. There's only certain strategies I play in the casino, and I'll tell you why. For me, 1, table minimums play a huge part in the strategy that I'm choosing. And that's why I love 5 double streets, because with 5 units down on the table on the inside, remember, when you're playing in the casino, these inside bets, which are all the straight up numbers, corners, splits, streets, double streets, these are all considered inside bets. And when you're looking at the table minimums, it's the sum of all your bets on the inside, everything that has to meet the table minimum. So if the table minimum is a $25 table minimum, and you do 5 double streets and you put 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, that's 25. That meets the table minimum. You could put 1 unit on 25 straight up numbers in here. That meets the table minimum. On the outside, the 2-to-1 bets, the columns and the dozens, as well as the 1-to-1 bets out here, they all need 25 each. Okay. Every one of those needs $25 each. So that really limits your play if you want to do 2 dozens. Now, there are ways to get around some of that sometimes, which is if you have $25 table minimums on 2 dozens, instead of putting the units on the dozens themselves, you put a unit onto 1-4, a unit, just like you were playing double street. So you do the 1-4 line, the 7-10 line, 13-16, 19-22. the total of those have to equal 25. Now that can be hard in and in itself, because if you have, let's say, $5 chips, then the lowest you could do is $20. You would have to double that to put $10 units on each of those. So that gets you at $40 versus $50. It's a little bit of savings. If you're at a casino that, even though the table min's 25, they'll let you have dollar chips. And a lot of casinos won't do that. If the table minimum is like 25, they won't give you dollar singles. It just depends on the casino that you go to. So if they'll give you singles, hey, kudos. You can go with, say, what are we at here? We're going to rebet. We're on a streak. Look at this table is just streaking on lows and lows. So there's ways you can get around it. But all in all, that's one of the reasons why I play primarily 5 double streets and 9 streets, because you can get around the table minimums a lot easier. And 5 double streets versus 9 streets. 9 streets, I'm going to have 9 units down. So if the minimum is $5 units, I'm going to be down 45. So that's prohibitive if the table min's 25, right? Whereas 5 double streets, I can get a nice high coverage system. And oftentimes what I've done is when I'm in Vegas, and let's say I don't play long sessions when I'm at the table. I shouldn't say I don't. Rarely do I play long sessions. What I'll normally do is when I go to Vegas, I will go and play for 1 hour, usually at a time, 1 hour, 2 hours, in that range. And I will leave. I'll get up and go for the same premise that we're doing here. Plus, I like walking. When I'm in the casino, I get well over 15,000 steps a day in the casino because I like getting up. I walk all over the casino. I like watching people play. I stop and watch people win their slots. And what's crazy is I'm more excited about somebody winning a slot than that person, that soulless ghost sitting there in front of that, that casino machine, that slot machine, just kind of blank stare at it while they hit the button. The cigarette is barely hanging off their lips. There's a pile of ashes in front of them. I've seen them where they've hit some great jackpots and they literally just watch it. They're just like dead. And sometimes I don't mean to be a dick, but I'll go up and I'm like, man, you don't seem very excited. I said, if I won a fraction of that, I'd be taking selfies. You know what I mean? Get excited. Get excited. And I let it play out. When the machine is spitting out money, okay, here we go. Machine is spitting out money. You can often, you just hit the spin button and it'll go and you'll be done. And it'll show you the amount you won. I let the coins and the whole machine, I got it on max. People are looking at me and they're like, shut up already. I'm like, no way, man. I am savoring this win, baby. Everybody, look at me. Look at me. I just won $12. They're like, 12. Dude, my spin is more than $12. I'm like, I don't care, man. I don't care. You got to take the victories and enjoy it. Don't become one of those soulless people at the slot machines who just don't savor every win that you get. Anyway, so I love walking around. I love watching and stopping, seeing people play, mostly because on slots, you see a lot of people with these huge spins and they've got this big bankroll in there and they're just spinning and it's going anywhere from 10 on up dollars every spin. And they're just spinning like this. So I'm like, I'll do a $200,000 spin on roulette. You're not going to see me doing $10 spins on a slot table. That would be wrong. No, I'm just totally teasing you. I think you guys get that. So, all right. We're at 7 minutes. We're doing okay. I don't even care about the 5%. That nice to have, just the tracker, right? I call it the tracker because it kind of tells us where our ship is heading. But I am going to go and I am going to do some modulation here. All right, there we go. That's a win. Watch this. All right. We're going to go in for a $5 unit. If we lose this, we're down $1 and we'll switch back and we'll grind back. So it's sort of a cash and burn I'm doing here, right? Except I'm playing with a little bit more than what I have. I don't think they have 50-cent chips here and 10-cent units. I'd have to save a bet with 10 so I can click it really fast. Okay, there we go. So we just gave ourselves a nice little boost there. And now we go back down and we modulate back down and we go back down. So we're only risking 30 cents here again. But we gave ourselves a nice boost at that point. So anyway, I walk around the casino floor. I love watching like blackjack. And I'll tell you why I love watching blackjack, because I hate blackjack. And I love watching it because I'm sitting there. Dealer does all the cards. And of course, dealer gets a face card. Goes around. Everybody gets their cards. Oh, cute. That guy got 2 cards, a 7 and a 5. Enjoy your 12. Next guy, oh, you got an 8 and 6. Enjoy your 14. Da-da-da. The dealer's got a face card. Da-da-da. Oh, dealer got 20. Shocker. Next round, everybody gets their cards. Nice fat face cards. Oh, we got over there a 20, an 18, a 19, a 17. Oh, juicy. The dealer is showing a 4, right? Dealer showing a door. Dealer flips over. Dealer has a 7. Dealer now has 11. Next card, face card. Dealer, blackjack. And I'm just sitting there going, yes, this. Next round, everybody gets juicy, fat face cards, are doing well again. The dealer gets a 5, right? Dealer flips the card over. It's a 10. The dealer has 15. You're like, okay, now we're talking. All right, so that's a break in. We're just going to bet flat here. Next thing you know, the dealer has 15. Now the dealer has a 2, 17. They stop, or actually, I take that back. Dealer has like a 14. Then they have an ace. They have a 15. Then an ace. They have a 16. And then a 5. They have 21. No thanks. No, thank you. Oh, we're tearing this up. Look at this. We're doing great now. Okay, and this is what I'm talking about. Look at that. Look at that graph. We're getting on track again. I'm feeling good. We're going to get a history of positivity behind us, right? Okay, let's divert our attention for a hot second and talk about other stuff. One, I promise you, I still am working on the life plan here. How to retire on gambling. Okay. All right, here we go. Pay attention, Brent. Pay attention. All right. It's my daughter's birthday this month. She turns 24. Are you kidding me? All right, Brent, stay focused. Stay focused. Thank you for coming to the episode. My name is Brent. I am going to be focused. How fucking boring would that be? Come on. Come on, people. Sometimes being a little bit of a scatterbrain is not a bad thing, right? At least it's more entertaining. All right, we're going to repeat our bet because that is a break even. What's up, Soybean? Here's Soybean. Can you guys see his tail? What are you doing, buddy? You want to come sit on my lap? Come on. Come on. Come here. There you go. All right. All right, bud. Okay, now we got some good luck. Now we're cooking with oil. I got the soy is here with us. Soybean is with us. All right, let me lower this so you guys can see Soybean. Hi. All right. There we go. That's what we were looking for right there. Bang. Okay, going back, and we're going to get ready to modulate here. Now that Soys is here, we're going to get ready to go in and do a modulated bet again. 5 double streets. Do I have a 5 double streets bet here? I do. I actually have one here with 50-cent units. We're going to go to that. Instead of $5, we're going to go to 50-cent unit saved bets. I really actually didn't want to do dollar units for $5. I really wanted to go 250. But anyway, I'm continuing to work on our life plan and the syllabus and everything that's going to be involved. Believe it or not, it's a lot more work to put together. Like, where are you going? Is this something I said? What? No, I think he got hot. He's late. He wants to just lay down on the desk. Okay, you lay on the desk right here. Let's see if we can get the soybean cam going on. All right, it'll take a second for that to kick in. Yeah. Oh, no. You demon. All right. And we're going to 3x it. Here we go. We're going to go for 2 hits. Anyway, putting together that whole thought process of what are you going to do in your videos? How are you going to structure it? All that stuff. Something like that I really want to do needs some thought. Same thing with my trip when I'm going to go on the road. You would think, oh, what's there? Just get in your car and go. But I got to think about cameras, angles. How am I going to do that? How am I going to record it? When am I going to put all the information together? You know, like that. How am I going to edit the video and all that kind of stuff? Just little stuff like that. Like I just have to put that together. Am I going to, at the very beginning of the day, I'll do a small session. Am I going to do my play then and do talk? How frequently am I going to stop and just show stuff around? Where am I going to have a camera in the car so that on the road? I have a dash cam on the front and rear of my vehicle. So I was also thinking maybe at times if I'm going down the coastline and there's some really pretty footage, we came dangerously close to that too. All right, back down, baby, back down. That was a lot of work for 50 cents that time, right? As I'm going down the coastline, if there's some really beautiful stuff, I will pull the footage from the dash cam on the front so you guys can just get maybe 5 seconds, 10 seconds worth of footage. So I'm thinking about all those things that I want to do. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a $5,000 bankroll. I'm going to take one of my accounts here and it'll start off with $5,000. That's it. Now, obviously I have to have cash with me. So I'm going to have, a good thing we got rid of our 5 double streets, right? All right, we're going to go there. We're going to double it up. What's up, bub? Let's see. Let's get you on camera. Let's make you a superstar. Okay. There you are. Okay, let's pull you up, bud. There he is. There he is. There's the soys, right? There's the soys right here. You're a good boy. Look at them big fluffy paws. Can you say these paws are huge? Huge fluffy paws. All right, we'll take that. That's a win right there. Booyah. All right, back down to base bet. So I'm kind of getting it all structured and it takes some time. Plus I had our website hijacked. That loser developer who wanted to ransom the code that I'd already paid him in full for a job he didn't complete. So that's been taking up some of my thing and I'm still pretty bummed about it. I'm not necessarily, the money and the time, it was a lot of money and time putting that. And I was so excited for you guys. I was so excited about that. I really was. I was excited that you guys are going to get to track your stuff on the website and that you had these progression tools that were available to you and you didn't have to go download Excel and you could just go straight to the website and there it was. So I don't know what's next for that. I mean, I definitely have designs on getting it back, but after losing the cost of that and just the time and energy of working with them the whole time, I don't know. I'm just taking a break from that. We'll see what I'm going to do with the website, but I am bummed and I am sorry that if you were putting your time and effort into tracking your stuff there, that you've lost that as well. So I do feel bad for you. I'm sorry. All right, here we go. We're going to double it. But anyway, I've been thinking about this road trip and I am super excited. I would leave right now, but my daughter's in Puerto Rico. So it's just not good timing for me to be gone. So I think we're going down to Vegas for Super Bowl. So if you want to meet us down in Vegas, come on down. We'll be there Super Bowl weekend, having a great time. Boom, there we go. We're having a lot of success here. We're having a lot of success here with this. Come on down and it's going to be a blast. Okay, what we're going to do is here, we're going to play one more win, not a break even, but a profit win, which would need to be 19 through 36 or on the other end, 1 through 18, right? The other half of the dozen right here is just a break even. We're going to go for one more profit spin and then we're going to do one more modulated bet on 5 double streets. There, that's a profit win. And what are we at? 680? All right, here we go. I'm going to add 50 cents. And you know what? I'm feeling good. I'm feeling randy. We used to use that word in high school. I'm feeling a little randy. Randy? I don't know. I think it was closer to, I think that meant a little bit closer to horny than it did like ornery. But that was a phrase back in my old day. I'm feeling a little bit randy. All right, let's go. Come on. Don't give us this bananas. There we go. I saw that 3 and was like, come, you gotta be kidding me. All right, we're at 18 minutes. We're going to call this session. We're at 780. up. So very, very happy in 2 sessions where we're at, because if we did 4 sessions, this would put us at $30 right there, right? So we are on track. And what seemed like, oh, you're betting too low, even if you're telling yourself that, or you're telling me that right now, you can see that's not true. 4 15-minute sessions, and we are right at our nice to have $30 profit target, which again is just kind of a goal out there. All right, I'm going to take a quick break and I will be back. Cheers. All right, we're back. We're back for our next session. Okay, we're going to go back. We're going to have a little bit of fun here, and I don't mind because it's really low amount of sum. We're going to do our 11, 10, 9. So we're going to do 11 streets. If we win, we'll go 10 streets. If we win, go 9 streets, pulling off the street that just hit. Now, I'm a little bit apprehensive of pulling off the street that just hit because it feels like this table has been doing a lot of repeating. But as I look down here, it doesn't look terrible. So we're just going to go ahead and stick with that plan. So we're going to win, rebet, pull it down. As soon as we win 3, we are going to restart it at 11. It's just kind of a fun thing. Rob asked me the other day, I just thought he was playing 11 streets. I thought you don't like, and I really don't. This isn't something I would play, but it's an interesting concept to go 11, 10, 9. And some people keep going. See people submitted strategies to me where they keep going all the way down to like 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. They try to go all the way. And I'm like, that's silly, because once you get down to 2, 3, 4, 5 here, your chances of getting all the way down to a single street is pretty ridiculous. I mean, it's pretty ridiculously low. So why purposely almost lose money? So I found that, I think for me, now you could go, I wouldn't mind trying to go, maybe you keep going down to where you have 7 streets. So you would have to, keep pulling down until you just have 7 streets down. I'm going to 9. So you could do 5 wins and stop. We'll see. 15, there we go. All right. Boom. And we're going to pull this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. I went too far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, I'm right. Never mind. Okay, we're at 9 streets. So you could keep going. You could go to 8, then to 7. And then if it were me and I went to 8 or 7, I'd have to think about my recovery plan. You could double it at that point if it was 8. You could triple it at that point if it were 8 to get up and go up 1. Boom. Okay. Now, if we just pulled straight from the top, we would have lost because I hit a 31. If we just pulled these top streets, we would have lost. All right, we're just going to do that a couple times. I'm not going to stick on this too long, but I am trying to show you guys some different ideas of getting a little bit creative. So we're not doing the same thing day in and day out and day in. It's okay if you are, and actually I highly suggest it. This isn't about being exciting for you guys. It's really not. It shouldn't be. This should be about being profitable. Okay, so, but I kind of want to give you guys a little bit more variety because you're having to sit through this. And these are roughly about an hour videos these days. So I'm trying to get a little bit creative, and I really wanted to go and do a little bit of dice, but like I said, I don't recommend that. Stay away from that. Can you be profitable? Absolutely. But it's very, very dangerous for most. So that's why I stopped showing the dice after that time. Could we go to something else like baccarat or blackjack? Yes, but I hate it. So while you may enjoy it, I'll be miserable. It is so boring. Craps. Maybe we'll go do craps. All right, tell you what, next session after this one, we're done here. Now I'm sort of pulled in 2 directions, because on one, I said I was going to show you the proper way, right? All right, we're going back to 11. Here we go. We were gonna build, and if I go to craps, but I'll show you my crap strategy, and it's fairly safe. And if we stay with the unit sizes that we are, we're gonna be okay. So okay, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna finish this session. This is session number 3, I think. Finish session number 3 for our fourth session and maybe our final session, we're going to, oh no. All right. So that only lost $1.10. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to 5 double streets to recover. We're doing 50 cents. So we'll need to win 2 of these. That'll be $1 profit. And if we lose here, then we triple up. We'll stay here. But I don't want to put, that's an 11 to 1 on that 11 units. You got to win 11 times or increase your bet significantly. And look at that. We would have lost again had I gone up higher on that. So it's a good thing we got off of that one. So we're going to do 2 here. I might even do 3 here. We'll see. But if I do 2 here, we lost $1.10. This would give me back $1. We're 10. Maybe we go down to 20 cents from 50 cents. I don't know. We don't need to be uber cautious, but like I said, I'm resetting myself, and sometimes you have to really force yourself to play very, very conservative to kind of equalize, right? Get that. Oh no. This table is not, we have a pretty good graph up there, but I feel like the table has not been as good to us. I mean, that's our second 5 double street loss while I've been playing it and not so many bets. So, but I'm looking down here, 1, 5, 2. If I had just jumped on this table, I would not be playing these streets. I might go to 7, 10, but here's an 8, 10. Who knows? Nothing's safe. 13 through 16 is looking pretty good. Wow, that ball was just kind of floating around. All right, here we go. 750, and I am going to pile on. We're going to make it an even $10 bet. That would give us $2 profit. Our highest is 930. This would take us to 970. So this would get us up into session high right here. And we're risking 10 bucks, but we're up 770. So it's really not that big of a risk against our original bankroll of $50. So no worries. I mean, you are here to gamble. Like I told you way back at the beginning, it's a fine line between being safer and being too safe to the point where you're not going to make any money. You're just going to slowly bleed, right? I'm not going back to the 11 session. What we're going to do is we're going to go, I'm going to save these bets, but we're going to go to 2 dozens, follow the last 2 winners. If you saw the session a while back, you will have seen that I played 4 versions of the 2 dozens and they all came out the same, relatively the same. So it's just a matter of what you get when you get there, right? Are you going to get lucky? There we go. But I'm glad we got off of 5 double streets, at least on those streets, because look, we hit a 4, we would have lost. And we would have lost a lot more than we did here. So we're playing triple them up, 2 dozens. On a loss, we 3x our bet. And what that does is no matter how deep we get, when we get 1 hit, that gets us 1 unit into profit. In this case, 10 cents into profit when we finally do hit. Okay. All right, let's see what we can get. There we go. There's a hit. Booyah. All right. We're going to go here and here. So I'm playing follow the winner on the first and the third, and I'm leaving the second static. So we're only moving the first or the third dozen. And it's mostly because I'm lazy and because you may not have noticed, but sometimes I don't pay the best attention when I'm streaming and I'm recording and I'm talking and I'm thinking. When I'm playing on my own, I'm pretty good. I'm fine because I'm actually concentrating. I'm listening to music, but I'm concentrating on what I'm doing. There we go. Look at, we're getting some hits here. 990. Let's see if we can grab another hit. And then I'm thinking of modulating. And yeah, let's see here. Is this our 3rd session? Or is this our 2nd session? I think this is our 2nd session. I'll have to go look. See, that's how much I'm paying attention. Stuff starts to blur, okay, folks? I'm doing this and I'm working on other stuff for the channel, and things just start kind of getting a little hazy, a little pale. All right, I'm going to come here, except I am going to move this bad boy down here. All right, let's go. Let's see if we can get 50 cents, and then we're going to come back to the 2 dozens. That was treating us well. I think this is our 2nd session. I'm going to go check because it's bothering me right now. Let me go look at the recorded files. Yes, I think. Oh, did we lose? You jerk. Golly. You freaking punk. This has not been a good 5 double street table for us today. All right. That's weird. I see a file that was I started recording, but then it stopped short. I hope I didn't somehow screw up my first file. All right, there we go. So let's go back to base bet, move this over, and I'm actually going to go 2. I did a 4x on that first one, so this is a 2x that would get us at least 1 unit into profit if we can get a win here. Man, now I'm worried on the first session I recorded. Oh, I can only hope. No, I think this is our third session. All right, let's go. Let's make some tracks. Okay, there we go. We're up at 1050. Let's go back to the 2 dozens. And again, I recognize I'm being very conservative with my bets here, and that's okay. Just looking to get a winning history here. And just continue to remind yourself, this is, as they say, a marathon, not a sprint. So start thinking in terms of years and years instead of days and weeks, okay? Especially if you want to be able to get on the train of making this either your primary income or making it a very good secondary income. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. If that's not in you to want to take that chance, that risk of leaving, you got your job because it pays medical and you got a 401k, totally understand. And it's not a bad idea to stick with that, right? And you can then make this your vacation fund, right? Oh, come on now, jerk. All right. Knock this off, this ping pong. So this could be your nice little vacation fund, right? And let's just say, for your vacation's sake, I don't think most of us go on a really big vacation, so to speak, with travel involved. Not even every year. There we go. All right. But maybe you do, or maybe you start. So think about what it would take to do that. And let's just say you made $50 a day. I'll let you do the math. $50 a day. And let's say you played 20 days a month. Okay. That's giving you anywhere between, roughly 10 days per month, which means you got weekends off plus some spare. Man alive. Some spare. So $10 a day, 20 days, 200 a month, 5 months, that's $1,000. That's $1,000 to your thing. Now, $1,000 most likely isn't enough if you're looking to go somewhere on plane, trains, something along those lines. But that's a $10. $10. You guys are doing more on your sessions now, right? So let's say you increase that $10, which is giving you $1,000, right? $10 is $200 a month if you play 20 days. That's 200. In 6 months, that's $1,200. In a year, that's $2,400. Subtract a month for your vacation time, right? So we're going to subtract 200 from that, and you're at $2,200. So at $10 a day, 20 days a week, you've got $2,200 to your vacation plans. Are you picking up what I'm throwing down here? Now, figure out how much you want to do for your vacation. You know you got $2,200 at 10. So $30 a day, which I think many of you are doing fairly easier, is 3 times that. Now you have $6,600 for your vacation. Now, maybe that's still not enough, so that's up to you on what you want to do, right? On how robust you want to make this. So anyway, that's how you can kind of start planning it. And if you want to be even more, I don't want to call it realistic. but you need to cater around your schedule. And maybe you might be saying like, even 20 days a month, I can't consistently play 20 sessions. So cut that down to 15. Can you play every other day? Can you play 3 days a week, whatever that is? And then just extrapolate that out on, I want to play this month. And I think what you're going to find is that, especially when you're planning once a year for a vacation, that the amount you need to make every day, the sum of your sessions, no matter how many that is, the amount you need to make every day is very, very, very achievable. Okay. Very achievable. Look, we're at $10. So if we were like, yeah, $1,200 is fine for me, because we're not taking airplanes. We're going to drive to the coast, and we're going to spend, a week at the coast, and hotel's going to be, our Airbnb, it's going to be $1,000. So we're looking just to pay for the majority of our trip, the Airbnb portion. I really wanted to get on a nice serious run here. All right, let's go. So I think you were saying, and when you start looking at it that way, now all you got to do is expand your vision a little bit. Instead of a vacation you're saving for, now you're playing for life. And that's what we're working towards. And really, I think what you're going to find out is it's really not as bad and as scary as you think it is. Oh, come on. I feel like our graph looks great, and it does. So I'm looking at it going, I don't feel like the wheel's been very good to us, but then I'm looking at the graph going, that is one sexy ass graph right there. I'll take that graph any single day. I mean, look at that. That's what I want your bank account balance to look like. Okay, folks, that's what we are going to make your bank account balance look like. Oh my gosh. This table being a real punk now. I'm not able to 3x it in time, so I'm just going to go 2x plus add 3 units to it. That'll get us to the previous level plus a little bit. Our session profit, and that's okay. We were at 1090. We were at 1090. This is 230, 8, 9, 10, 50. This will get us to 1050. And that's perfectly, I'm okay with getting there. Man. All right, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and add a unit to that. Oh man, it looked like a 6. I hate the size of these. The numbers, sometimes it looked like a 5, and indeed it was a 6. So we're hoping we hit a second dozen, folks. Otherwise, we have to subtract $1 from the profit over here. But at this point, I really just want to hit a win because it's been ping-ponging us. So let's just hope we get a, of course not. Of course not. All right, we're going to go one more. This is why I freaking hate 2 dozens. I mean, I shouldn't say that, but all right. I don't know. I'm trying to like it. I'm trying to do it, but I just don't care for it. Just for whatever reason, for such a fairly high coverage system, it just feels like I get into the hole too many times on this thing. But at the same time, I think what we have to remember is sometimes we're not playing with all the progressions that we should be, right? We're expecting too much. Okay, there's 710. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this back. What was our high here? 10, so $3. That's okay. We're going to go down to now a base unit of $1. Okay. I think our expectations are too high. I mean, really, how many did we lose in a row here? We lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, we did lose 5 in a row, covering, 2/3 of the board. So that kind of sucks. No. All right, here we go. Dang, burn you. All right. Come on, don't make this hard on me. Jeez. But this seems to be my luck with 2 dozens. I feel like it just goes this way. I don't know. I would rather, I think 9 streets definitely is a sweet spot, but 5 double streets is definitely my comfort zone. So we'll see. And on lower bankroll, yes, okay, there we go. 810. All right, so that was here and here. All right, we're gonna stay with the dollar units here. And then jump in here. We're at 20 minutes already. I'm not doing a good job of paying attention to my time boxing, but I told you it's 15 to 20 minutes, somewhere in there. It's okay. It's not a hard and fast rule, right? It's just the principle behind keeping your sessions relatively short. There we go, 23. Okay, here we go. We've got almost $10. I'm going to go ahead and modulate. I'm going to go ahead and risk the entire profit that we have right here. I'm willing to do that because we still have our $50. I mean, we'll have most of it here. So now the cat wants back in. Perfect timing because regardless of the result of here, we're going to stop for this session. I'm hoping it's a win so we can go to, there we go. We can go to craps next. All right. We got back up to $11.10. Pretty good. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll play some craps. All right. Cheers. Okay, here we are. This is actually the first time I've done craps on one of these types of challenges here. I love craps. It's a lot of fun. It's not something I play as a daily driver, and I'm not going to do a ton. I'll explain what I'm doing, but not in depth because craps is a whole different animal. All right, we're going to go to 50 cents. I'm going to put 1 unit here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. Now I'll explain briefly, but if you want to see how this plays, I have a second YouTube channel called AOB University. I'll put a link below. Go there. That has, I think, 2 detailed video craps for beginners. Okay, craps for beginners. And that will kind of give you the premise. But I'm going to explain what I'm doing here. Okay, so what I'm doing is this bet right here covers all these numbers. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 9, 11, 12. All right, I get all these numbers covered. If it hits a 2 or a 12, it pays me double what I have on here. I have 50 cents on here. So if it hits one of these numbers, there's a 12. We just got a double hit. That pays us $1 profit. Okay. Now this field bet right there, that's a 1 spin bet. So no matter what happens here, it's good for 1 spin. So if I don't hit one of these numbers on this next toss, I lose this bet. Okay. These up here, these stay unless you hit a 7 and you're playing. All right, there's a 10. We're hitting it right here again. These stay up here. And I'm not going to get into the details between playing this versus like a DC bet or a don't pass or the pass line. Go check out the video because it is, if you haven't played this before, it's kind of hard. But listen to it this way. You get to place these bets up here on these numbers. If it hits that number, you win. You don't lose these bets unless it hits a 7. Okay, if it hits a 7, then you're out. We just hit a 5, and that pays well. That's the best paying number on here right now of all our bets. And you can look over here. Let me move my fat head. You can look over here, and this tells you our bet placements. Here's a 5. That wins us 90 cents. The 2 pays us $1, right? That's a double. 3, 4, those are 50 cents because this is a 1-to-1 bet except for 2 and 3. There's a 4. That's on the field here. So we win $1 right there, or 50 cents, excuse me. But it tells you the payouts down here of the bets that we have right here, right? 6 and the 8. So the 5 is our best paying number because the number of combinations of the dice to hit 5 is lower than these. 7 has the highest potential of hitting. 6 and 8 have the next because of the combinations of the dice. There's a 5. We hit again and again. 5 is paying us 90 cents. 5 is paying us 90 cents profit right there. So that's what we want to hit. But in essence, when I play this is called the iron cross. And some people put 1 unit, 1 unit, 1 unit on these numbers here. I like 1 unit here, 2 units, 2 units, 2 units, because if it hits, there's a 10. Man, we are crushing the field right now. All right. If it hits one of these numbers, okay, 5, 6, or 8, those numbers are not on the field. We lose this 50 cents. So if you put 50 cents up here, they'll make slightly more than 50 cents, right? This will make 45 cents. This will make 33 cents on a 50 cent bet profit. But you're losing this 50 cents here from that profit, right? So it's not great. it's not as great as if I put 2 units up here. That way, this is making $1 plus some, right? Actually, it's, if you look down here on like the 6, it's profiting 66 after this 50, right? So it's 50 cents plus the 66 cents is what you're actually profiting here. But just think of it as, just think of these, the easiest way to think of these are, to be conservative, these are 1-to-1 bets. Everything here is 1-to-1 bet. When you bet on a 5 and you win, whatever you have here, just that's what you win. Just like a red or black. We place $1, we win $1. It's actually more, but just to make it easy to understand. So if we subtract this 50 cents, I want this to be double so that no matter where we hit on these, we're always making at least 50 cents. Okay. Hopefully it makes sense. Again, I'm not going to get too much. I just wanted you guys to see it because I know a lot of people are fascinated by it, and I'm going to move myself back over here. And I feel like I'm really large here. So let's make myself smaller so you guys can see more of the table. I think this is a lot of fun. This is a lot of fun. And if you want more details on craps, go to my bud's channel, Kirk's Cruising in Craps. He's got a great channel. That guy is a craps guru. I've told this story several times, but me, Brad, and Kirk were down in Vegas, and we went to the Palms to play because they had $5 minimum tables, and they had the craps tables. And I'll just never forget, we're standing there, and Kirk is telling me about these strategies and do this, do this, do this. And I'm like looking at him like a deer in the headlights, right? I mean, he's just reeling these numbers off and the payouts and this and that and this and that. And I'm like, Kirk, slow it way down. Talk to me like I'm a 6th grader. No, like a 5th grader. That's a thing from The Office. Michael Scott tells Oscar, talk to me like I'm a 5th grader. So literally, I'm like, slow this stuff down. You're making my head spin. But that's how good he is. That's how much he's played this. Where it's for me, and him. He's a good roulette player as well. But I know the stuff on roulette is just ingrained on my bets. He's got all these different bets and all the combinations and the payouts and the odds and all these things and placing odds behind this bet. And I'm like, oh my God, and at the end of the day, I always come back to this iron cross strategy. Look, we're at $20, folks. Now, I'm telling you right now that this, oops, I don't want to double it. 1, 2, 3, right? So we got 50-cent units. We've got 7 units out here. So 5 double streets is a 5-to-1 payout covering 73% of the board, right? Or excuse me, 81% of the board. This is a 7-to-1 payout. Okay, 7-to-1. So this is almost like playing Romanovsky or covering 11 streets. The good news is we've got very high coverage. The reason why I like this is we win on every single spin, dice toss, except for 7, right? So this would be almost, we're playing super high coverage. That's the advantage. Every single number combination on this is covered between the field, because the field doesn't have 5, 6, or 8. That's what it's missing. All right. Oops, I don't want to double. It's missing 5, 6, or 8. This covers all the rest of the numbers. So we have everything covered except 7. I love it. I use this as more of a hit it and quit it. So if I go to the craps table, normally what I'll do is I will put a fairly large bet on this, win it, and pull on my chips, right? Because winter's coming, right? You place this bet and you win. And the problem is you got to 4x this bet twice to recover. 4x it. Okay. So it can get very expensive. And trust me, I've had live streams where I lost. I mean, punches and bunches. When 7 hits, it can really hit. So I still like it, but it's a hit and quit. There's an 8. We are on an incredible run. And I'm very tempted just to get out right now because we're due. And now that I just said it, now that I just verbalized it, it means it's going to happen. Okay, so I'm tempted to go back to roulette. Now I'm going to show you something else here in a second that you can do. That's especially for beginners. Oh, it's a 3. So we didn't hit it. I'm going to show you here. So we're going to pull all my bets. Okay, we're going to pull all these. So we got nothing on table. They don't have a clear all button, these punks. And we're just going to put a unit on 6 and 8. This is a very common, very, very, very common strategy, especially for beginners. You're putting numbers, you're putting a unit on 6 and 8. Those are right after. Oh, look at that. We pulled our bets at the perfect time. It just hit a 7. We lost $1. So watch this. I'm going to go back to Iron Cross and double the bet. Means if it hits the field, we make $1, we recover. If it hits this, we actually recover plus a profit. I'm also risking $7, but we've made that, so I'm okay with that. I told you, punches and bunches. All right. Let's, what does this look like? All right, we're going to 4-exit this. I just want to show you how dangerous this can be. We have to 4-exit, $28 bet, and we're going to have to do that twice. And we're going to have to hope that we're not getting punches and bunches. I told you, man, look at this long streak. Suddenly we get 2 7s in a row. I wouldn't even be surprised if we got another one. 6. Whoo! Okay, there we go. And what was our, prior to that, $23? You know what? I'm bringing my bets way down. I hate that we don't have a clear all button. And we're going to go 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, we're going to double this. We got a $14 bet on there. So I didn't like keeping it up at 28. There's a 10. Yes. Okay. What was our high? 23.21. Now I'm going to pull these bets. Right? I don't want to be crazy, and we're going to put 1 unit there, 2, 2, 2. Here we go. So we're at 22. Our high was 23.21. Perfect. This will put us in session profit, or was it? No, we were at 24.54. Oh, another 7, you dog. Look at that. I told you, punches and bunches. All right, we're going to go for it. We're going to go for it. We're going to leave it here for two tosses. Can I just say spins? Can we say two spins? Let's just stick with roulette terminology, no matter what game we're playing. Because if we play slots, those are spins. If we play roulette, they're spins. All right, there's 10. We're really hoping for a 5 here. If not a 5, a 6 or an 8, because these pay better. This pays a 1-to-1, but these pay more. Like, look down. Oh, you can't see it again. Look down here. If we hit a 5, that gets a $7.20 profit instead of 4. All right, let's go. All right, I'm putting myself back. $5. We hit a 5. That is exactly what we wanted. Look at that profit right there. All right, I'm pulling my bets. I'm pulling my. I really wish they had 10-cent bets here. We're at 13 minutes. You know what? We're here to have a little bit of fun. I'll go back down to 50-cent bets. You know what? I was going to show you. We just play 6 and 8. So this is a very good beginner strategy. Not the easiest. The easiest is you wait for the point. Look at, we just hit. You wait for the point to hit, which is this thing right here, and to reset, and you put a unit on the pass line. So the nice thing about this game, craps, is you could walk up to the table, wait till the shooter, the person rolling the dice, hits this point number, which is 10, and I'm not going to get too much into it. It'll reset the game. Only then can you play the pass line. You put the table minimum on that pass line, then you just sit back. Then you sit back. That's the easiest bet there is to make. It's got, if not the best odds in the house, it's got one of the best odds in the house, the lowest house edge. So it's a great bet. And you can sit there and watch other people and talk to each other people, see how they're betting. That is the best way to learn. And oftentimes when you get the dealers over here on each end who are doing the chip placements and whatnot, they will actually, if it's not super fast, okay, we just lost these bets. So there's $1 there. So what I'm going to do is, instead of doubling up, I'm just going to go in for try and get 2 spins here and get that back. They'll tell you and help you out on bets and stuff like that. I'm not, again, this game right here needs its whole, I mean, This needs a lot of explanation and teaching on this, so I'm not going to get into it. I just wanted to come here and show you guys. 2, we win double. We got our buck back just like that. Just like that, we got our buck back. So we're going to pull all these. And again, the reason why people like to bet just 6 and 8, because you're only having the 2 units up here. You get to keep them up here unless you hit a 7, and the 6 and the 8 have the next best chance of coming up right behind the 7 because of the combination of dice. So these are high probability numbers to hit. So a lot of people just play the 6A. Now, some people, what they'll do is they'll put all their chips up here across the top like this. They'll cover it. Okay. And what some people do is as it hits, they pull that chip down. Let's give it a go. But we've got $3 up there, and that's okay. Look, we're at 27 bucks plus, we're at 27. Did we lose something? What did we lose? Oh, we just lost. Oh, we lost something up there. I wasn't paying attention. All right. We're at 24. That's 1, 2. All right. Let's see if we can get just another hit here and wrap things up. We're at 15 minutes. This was a very cool session. I liked coming here and, oh, it's a 5. That's exactly what we wanted. That's the best payout. Look at that, 360. All right, we're pulling these down because we're at 27.92. I'm gonna go to 50-cent units. Okay, for a $3.50 layout. Remember, I put 1 unit here, 2 units up here. You don't have to. You could even cover, if I'm in the casino and I want to minimize, I put 1 unit on the 5 because it pays out better. I still profit, but just a little bit. Okay, 28.42. Let's see if we can. It's just a nice to have. This at this point is fun. Let's see if we can get back up to 30. That was our session high, right? 29.92. Let's just for fun. Let's see if we can get back up to 30. I think what I might do is if we get this win here, we'll double the bet. Oh my God, you jerk. I'm tempted to leave it because we really don't need it. And we're at 25. I'm going to flat bet this one out. And if he whacks us, we walk away and we're just down another 3. We're still above $20. We're good to go here. If he doesn't whack us and we can get 2 hits on this, we'll either call it quits or I'll go in for one more bet. That's a little bit bigger. There's a 5. That's what we wanted. That's always a good number. Too bad we didn't double, but you can't think like that, right? You can't think shoulda, woulda, coulda. It's a win. Remember that it's a win. If you look at that and you go, oh, so many people come at the table. It's crazy. Half the time I think they're full of shit. No, actually 99%. They'll put their bets. They like playing the inside, all the straight up numbers on roulette. And then a number will hit where they lose and they'll be like, oh my God, I knew I was going to play that number. I'm like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. You weren't going to play that number. Sometimes you'll get a drunk dude there or a drunk gal and every single spin, that's what they'll say. Oh, I was going to put it there. Were you though? Were you though? I don't know. All right, so we've run a little over on our sessions, but hopefully you've enjoyed a little change of pace and just kind of seeing what you can do there. I'm going to call it quits. We're almost at $27. That's good enough for me. All right, hopefully you enjoyed the craps. It's a fun game. It's probably the most energized game in the casino because I didn't remove my bets. It's the most energetic game, generally speaking, because normally the majority of the people are playing the same way. And what I mean by that is they're betting on all these numbers and the hit. And so everybody is winning and everybody loses if it hits a 7. I'm saying everybody, not everybody, because you can play the opposite where you win on 7, but forget about that. But generally speaking, most people are playing the same way. So when one person wins, many people win. And that's why you'll hear the whole craps table erupt with yelling and high fives. And it just makes it, if you get there on a decently good table where people are friendly and happy, man, that can be a really electrifying experience. And it's a lot of fun. If you're looking for a low-cost way to get free drinks in the casino, walk up the crap table, just put your minimum bet on this pass line when it's open. You sit there and now you're playing, but you got a min bet, or do the 6 and 8 like I told you, and you get your drinks all night and you're minimizing the amount of exposure that you have out there. All right, that's it. Hey, not a bad session. We rebounded. We almost got our entire, in fact, at one point we got that by playing for the most part very, very safe and within our progression schedules. So for any of you that are out there saying, Brent, the 10 cents, that's nonsense, 4 sessions, and we did do some slightly bigger bets, but nothing crazy, and we got our 5%. Okay. All right, that's it. Be good humans. Us against the casinos always. Stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. All right. You got this. We can do this. We can do this together. All right. I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.